New mini split. New TV monitor. All that and more shop improvements plus future plans coming up. Hi there and welcome to WB Fine Woodworking. I'm Don. Today is a shop update for March of 2020. You can see above me here, that's why I'm standing over in this part of the shop where I'm usually not standing. I finally got my mini split installed. The installers came yesterday and I couldn't be happier. I'm no longer going to be sweating out here during those hot summers and fall that we get here in Southern California. I can see papers blowing all over the workshop right now because I have the fan on high. So I know it's going to cool down in here on those really hot days. I'm extremely excited. And by the way, today is actually my 73rd birthday. So happy birthday to me. Welcome again to the March 2020 shop update for WB Fun Woodworking. I'm sorry about all that background noise in the opener, but I wanted to show how strong that fan is on that new AC unit. That's going to make a huge difference in this shop as far as expanded time out here, and I won't be sweating all the time. I'd like to interject here that this is a 2-ton or a 24,000 BTU unit. That's bigger than most of you could put in your shop because I have a 2-car garage on this side and a 2-car garage size shop over here and no wall down the middle. So this is a large building. It's almost 1,000 square feet. It's 24 feet deep and 40 feet wide. So it's a big area to fill. The other issue that somebody brought up in one of my feeds was that the pipes over here and the electrical conduit up above are all inside and not on the outside wall. And the reason for that is very simple. There's a walkway that goes on this side of the building all the way past most of the front of our house, and that's where people come and go when they come to our house. And so the feeling was if we put all of that on the outside, people would see it. So here in the shop, it's tucked away. I don't care. It looks fine in here. So that's why the pipes are inside rather than on the outside wall. This is the inside part of the mini split. I have the fan on low. That swing at the bottom goes up and down to distribute the air throughout the shop. It can be stopped at any angle if I want to do that, or it can be left to go up and down all the way. It's amazing how quiet this unit really is. It's quiet enough that I'll be able to leave it on when I'm recording video out here, and that will be a big plus. This outdoor condenser system is working. The fan's turning, but the fountain in the background drowns out all the sound. That'll be great when people come to our house. If the air conditioner is running, they wouldn't notice it at all because of the water fountain and the fact that it's so quiet. One thing that I'm not going to get into is brands and costs. When I posted this on my Instagram feed, I immediately got these comments. Where did you get it? How much did it cost? What brand did you buy? And other people, well, I bought this brand and it only cost this much, and so forth and so on. I'm not getting into that. What I decided to do is ask my professional air conditioning guy that I know what he recommended and, more importantly, what he'll service. And that's what I've installed. So yes, I've masked up the logo on the front so you can't tell what brand I have. You need to consult your air conditioning professional in your area to find out what's best for what your situation is. That air conditioning unit is going to be outstanding out here. I'm really looking forward to using it when the hot weather comes in, and I won't be sweating, and that's going to be fantastic. I'm excited, if you can't tell. The other thing I'm excited about is this monitor back here that you may have seen. Pam and I installed that yesterday, and no, I did not take any video of the installation. You wouldn't believe what we had to do to get this thing so it's attached to the ceiling, but it's up there and it's fine. I'm excited about that as well because I'm going to be able to use it out here. I've subscribed to some of the Wood Whisperer Guild projects. One of them that I've subscribed to, I've already started using. That's the one that Ashley Hardwood did on spindle turning. But I'll be able to watch the video and then at my lathe do what she's done in the video. And so it'll help as far as transferring the techniques from what is on the video to what I can do on the lathe. I'm also going to be doing some other watching out here, maybe some of my sports, although no, we're not going to do direct TV. We don't need that extra TV on the bill. The bill's high enough as it is. But I may be able to get some other sports out here too and watch that as well. So I'm very excited about this new TV monitor. And I'll show you in a few steps here how it was installed. I'm sure, first of all, some of you are wondering, why is it over the table saw? And are you going to be watching videos while you're cutting on the table saw? No, I will not be using the TV and have it on while I'm working at the table saw. I decided to put it over here because I didn't want to take up valuable wall space. I only have 3 walls in my shop because the other half of the building is my garage and there's no wall between the two. So this allows me to have it up but not take up wall space. This is a side view. I bought one of those wall mounts. I found one on Amazon that looked nice, so I bought it. I'll leave a link in the description to the one I bought. I mounted that to a piece of plywood, and the plywood was mounted to a 4x4 that I had milled down. I think it was left over from the workbench build. This is sort of a 3/4 view from the back. You can sort of see how things went together here. To take care of all the electrical and give me some future expansion, I bought a wall mountable power strip. This one turned out to be a really nice one because it has 4 holes and 4 screws that I could use to mount it to the plywood. This unit has 6 plugs for AC and 3 USB plugs. I moved the camera up a little bit so you can better see the 2 lag bolts that hold this whole unit to the ceiling joists. It took some ingenuity to figure out how to get this up high enough in the air so that we could put those lag bolts in. But Pam and I were able to come up with a solution. Fortunately, when I had the shop wired, I had these outlets put in the ceiling, so it was easy to plug all of this into the outlet that was already there. Yes, the mud job that the drywall installers did on my ceiling looks terrible, but it's fine. It's just a workshop. On the front, underneath the television monitor, I added a shelf. For now, on that shelf, I have an Apple TV box. This is one of the old ones that we had sitting around the house, but this is what I'm using so that I can project onto the TV with my iPhone or my iPad. There's room on the shelf for 2 more devices like this. I'm sure in the future one of those will be taken up by an Amazon Fire TV box. I realize that I haven't put a lot of content out on my YouTube channel, and I apologize for that. I finally was able to get the video out on the pizza cutter handles. That's the thumbnail back there. These pizza cutters were really fantastic and well received. And I included in the video the unique packaging that I use for Christmas. But that video was long. I'm sorry that it was long, but I wanted to tell the story of how I batched them out and how I presented them for my Christmas presents. I'm planning to make shorter videos of that content somewhere along the line, probably in the fall, close to Christmas time. That way, when people are looking for something that they can make for presents, they'll find those videos. So I do plan to put out some more content on the pizza cutter handles sometime in the future. I also got out the video on the Rockler dust collection system, and that system is really nice. I'm enjoying it on the lathe. It works really well for turning small spindles. Probably it would work great for pins. In fact, someone did report back to me on my YouTube channel that it does work very well for turning pins. So that's something that those of you that have a lathe that you turn small spindles or pins might want to look into. Well, if it looked like I was distracted while I was talking at the table saw, I was. The whole time I was talking over there, this lizard was running up and down inside my lights. I have no idea how he got up there, nor do I know how I'm going to get him down. I guess I'm going to have to go get the ladder and figure out how to get that lizard out of my lights and out of my workshop. I know during this pandemic that many of us are going to be stuck at home for a while. I know I am. We're not going anywhere, not doing anything. So I'm going to be getting in more shop time. I hope you will be able to as well. I know there's some projects that I need to get done, but the first thing that I need to get done is to clean up this place. I still have a mess left over from my last turning project, and I know that there's some other things that I need to fix up around here as well. In fact, before I started this YouTube channel, my big priority was to clean this whole building. And when I started the YouTube channel, I needed to make content. Some of that got put on hold. So now's the time that I've got to get busy and clean this place up. I will, though, be putting out some content. I have some videos that are coming up, and I'll tell you about those a little later. But one of the things that I will need to do is to make some cabinets. I need to make something for the lathe to go on. I'm hoping on the same cart that I'll be able to put my grinder. So I need to sit down, do some design work, and figure out how much plywood I have available. I'm not sure if my plywood supply that I have is adequate for making that cart. And if it isn't, I don't even know if I can get plywood at the store. That's something I'll have to check into and see if that's possible. But I do want to make a cart for my lathe and possibly the grinder. And if I have more plywood, I'll be able to maybe make something else. I do have 2 videos that are coming up pretty soon on YouTube. The first one that I'm going to put out is one on this lathe light. This light that I bought for my lathe, but this light could be used anywhere in the shop where you have a surface that a magnet will attach to. But I found that this is very useful for the lathe, and I'll tell all about that in an upcoming video. And the other one that I have is using this Mirka Abranet mesh for sanding on the lathe. I've found that this is really helpful. It's really worked well on the lathe, and I'm really happy with it. In my opinion, it's better than sandpaper. And in a video coming up, I'll tell you all about why I'm using that on the lathe and why I think it's better. And I'm also giving you some other options for sanding in the shop This may replace sandpaper for flat work for me, at least some of that. This has a little backing on it that adheres to Velcro. So some sanding mesh doesn't have that. These were actually made for sanding pads, but I found that they've been very useful on the lathe. You may have noticed by now that I've been having my isotunes around my neck. I put those around my neck whenever I come out here. I found them to be a lot more handy out here than I thought they would be. I hook them up, pair them with my Echo device, and I can hear all kinds of music that I have from the Echo onto these, and that's been really helpful out here. Through Amazon, because I live here in the United States, I can get free music through them, through the Echo device, into my isotunes. And I have a list of songs that I've set up that's well over 2 hours now. And I'm adding to that as time goes on. So I can be out here for quite a while and not hear the same song. And that's a lot of fun for me because I was a musician when I was much younger. So I have found that these have been very helpful and I like them. As far as the sound deadening qualities, I found that if I'm sanding and I have my vacuum going, I've got one of those Festal vacs. When I have that going and I'm sanding, I still have to put earmuffs over these so that I can hear the music and drown out that vac. That Festal vacuum is very noisy. Another video that I have coming up is a review of my saw stop. I've had my saw stop since March of 2007, so I've now had it more than 13 years. So I have some good and bad things to report about the saw stop, so you might want to stay tuned for that video. It's coming up pretty soon. I'd like, if I may, to interject here a little personal note about this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic that's going on. It seems like it's worldwide and all of you are affected, or at least will be affected sometime in the near future if you haven't been so already. We're taking it seriously here at this house because the three of us are at that high risk group, or at least what they consider a high risk group. Pam and I are in her 70s. I have heart issues, so that makes me even more at risk. And Pam's mother, who lives with us, is 95. So we have to take it seriously here, and I hope that you're taking it seriously where you are as well. So I'm hoping that all of you stay healthy and safe. We're all in this together. The whole world seems to be in this together, and I'm hoping that I'll see all of you out the other side of this all together. I've already seen many of you posting on Facebook and Instagram and also on YouTube the projects that you're doing during this pandemic situation. I'd love to see some comments down below in the comments section. What are you doing? What is it that you're doing in your shop during this time that you wouldn't be able to normally do? And if you have any links to videos or photos, please include those as well so that other people can see what you're doing. Remember, if you like this video, to give it a thumbs up down below. Ask any questions, make any comments that you'd like to make. I'd love to know what you're doing in your shop, so leave that in the description down below as well. And please subscribe to our channel. We picked up some subscribers recently, and that's wonderful. I'd like to pick up a few more if we can. I'm hoping we can get out of the 800s and maybe get close to that 1,000 mark. That would be wonderful. Ring that notification bell so that you know when we have published videos. And thank you all very much for watching.